like to welcome you back to the 530 grid, and today's lesson is going to get going. I enjoy this one a lot. Track 100% of leads, box 3. The foundation for rock-solid follow-up machine. Now, we've gone through and identified targets, right? So you got that down, hopefully into a system where it's not a one-time thing, it's an ongoing thing, so you're adding people to your database on a regular basis. Then, so we've got that completed. We've got that into a system where that's working. Then we went through box 2, develop and deliver a message. And so we've done both of these, right? Like it doesn't do any good to go through the lesson if we're not going to go ahead and follow through on it, right? So we have completed this assignment, develop and deliver a message, right? Okay. Now, do we have the disciplines, the systems to have this done each and every week? Again, as I've shared in the past, I don't do it. I contract this out to EVAs, Executive Virtual Assistants. They're a lot better at it than I am. One. Two, it's not the highest and best use of my time. So it's far more profitable for me to contract this out than to do it myself. And if they're better at it than me, well, that makes even more sense too. All right. So we're doing box 3 today, tracking 100% of the leads. So we're going into area 2. So area 2, level 1 is track 100% leads. This does not seem like brain surgery or rocket science. Like, how hard is that? Get their name, phone number, and email, and track it. So, in a way, you're right. It's not brain surgery. It's not rocket science. But it's amazing how difficult it is for people to do this. So now, this seems pretty easy, and most will say, I get it. Like, I understand this. Maybe not so much. Let's go ahead and look at it. I mean, it's tracking 100%, not 99%. You'll see on none of the other 30 boxes does it say 100%. This is the one box, very unique. It's 100%, it's not 99%. Because that 1% that you don't track, you have no idea how much it's costing you. I have no idea how much it's costing. So it's perfection. It's absolute perfection. Nobody's perfect, Mark. No. It's like the space shuttle O-ring principle. Like, it's only one little O-ring. It's just a little bit off. It's not that it blows up the space shuttle. I'm just saying this is key. It gets a little bit more complex than that. It's not only tracking their information, like their name, phone number, email, but it's tracking all key information. Like, it's tracking biggest challenge, love, help on, geo, pain quadrant test, what they do to improve. It tracks any key information you need. It tracks everything. So it's 100% of leads and 100% of the information. And then it's determining if we dish the lead to area 4, the sales, or keep it in area 2. What does that mean? It's like an air traffic controller. Typically, if your lead's a 7 or better, you dish it into area 4. If it's less than a 7, you keep it in area 2. When you look at, again, we'll get into this in the Q&A, and then talk to your Action Vision coach about what your personality is, about how the differences in personality are impacted by area 2 and area 3, how they're very different personalities. And so we need to go through and we need to make sure that we're tracking all this information, setting it up for area 3, the sale. If it stays in area 2, it's like a fishery. So think of this as, like you're fishing and you need a 20-pound salmon. If you need to catch a 20-pound salmon, you're a salmon fisherman, and it's 18 pounds. If it's not 20 pounds or more, you can't make money on it. It costs more to do it. So what do? You throw it back in if it's 18 pounds. What's better than that? Well, never catching it in the first place, because it takes energy to take it, weigh it, throw it back in. What's better than that? Taking it back to the fishery on shore. But then you're like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to make money. I'm spending money. Yes, you are spending money. Fishing and farming are very, very different things. So I have a feeling in the Q&A today that we'll be talking about that and some of the things that Tom Kuntz had shared about research on when salespeople say, well, that's not a good lead. And so when salespeople say it's not a good lead, we lose so much money because we don't have a farming operation in Area 2 pre-sales. Most salespeople, most businesses are looking for leads that are 8, 9s, or 10s. But if it leads a 7 or a 6 or 5, they don't want to deal with it. So you got to build a fishery for your leads to develop. If a lead's a 4, it's better to develop it in a fishery to nurture that. But you got to have systems, right? Otherwise, you don't make any money. So again, this seems really easy, but it's much more complex than this. If you have, again, EVAs, they're masterful at this. They know how to develop the systems. They know how to run the systems. They know how to build the technology. This is really, it really is brain surgery. It really is rocket science and being able to. So it's either or, keep it in Area 2 or, move it into Area 3. Again, connecting all 3 of the DNAs, people, business, and life together. And if you have any questions, connect with your Action Vision coach, and they'll walk you through this in greater detail. And so we'll go into the Q&A after a short media pause. Here we go.